says for 2 weeks on Friday, and so far the staggering TSA lines have made no difference toward bridging the impasse.
The acting TSA administrator tells the House hearing up to half the staff is calling out at some major airports because they can't afford to work without pay. Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson.
Republicans control every part of government and could have funded these agencies with Democratic support, but chose not to.
Republicans have resisted separating DHS funding. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
This afternoon will be warmer with a mix of sunshine and clouds, reaching a high of 72. Tonight will clear up, but there is a chance of a thunderstorm with a low of 50. Tomorrow, expect a blend of sun and clouds, becoming breezy and cooler as the day progresses. Showers and a heavy thunderstorm are likely in the afternoon with the potential for hail. The high will be 73. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. Make sure that you never miss a day of Sean Thompson when you subscribe to the Sean Thompson Show podcast, presented by the Alpha Wealth Group. Listen to the entire show each day on demand with limited commercial breaks. You can subscribe today for free at 560theanswer.com and click on podcasts, or search for The Sean Thompson Show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes and their families, heroes like Scott Abrams. Now, for more than 3 decades, Scott served his community and country while he was on his NYPD motorcycle escorting a funeral procession. Scott was hit by a bus, leaving him partially paralyzed. Tunnel to Towers was able to honor Scott with a mortgage-free smart home. Please join us supporting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. If you can donate $11 a month, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Hey homeowners, did you ever think that improving your home could be easy, fun, and affordable? Well, it can be with just one quick visit to the Free Admission Home Show this weekend in Oak Lawn. This year's show is better than ever, saving you time and money on thousands of the latest home improvement products and services. From interiors to exteriors, from decor to outdoor, you'll find it all at the Free Home Show this weekend at the Oak Lawn Pavilion. For details, visit oaklawnhomeshow.com today. That's oaklawnhomeshow.com.
Ensono Incorporated seeks solution delivery architect in Downers Grove, Illinois, to own the solution design integrity throughout the entire life cycle of the client solution. Salary $146,326 to $150,000 per year. Medical, dental, and vision benefits. Apply at jobpostingtoday.com, reference number 91168. Again, Ensono Incorporated seeks a solution delivery architect in Downers Grove. Apply at jobpostingtoday.com, reference number 91168.
Did you know most remodeling mishaps start before construction even begins? Here's something else you should know. At Forever Remodeling, we do things differently. Every kitchen, bathroom, and basement project starts with smart planning, detailed 3D designs, a clear scope of work, and accurate pricing, all sorted out before you get started. No surprises, no stress, just beautiful results. Done right the first time. Visit foreverremodeling.com. That's the number 4, EVER, remodeling.com, and schedule your free in-home consultation today.
On Salem News Channel, principled voices are shaping today's conversation. Scott Jennings brings clarity to the toughest debates. Josh Hammer's blistering commentary puts politics and culture on trial. And Alex Marlowe's insight connects us to what matters most. Watch anytime on Samsung TV Plus, Pluto TV, or find us on your screen at snc.tv. 3 new shows, 1 powerful lineup. Salem News Channel, across America.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Goldilocks, offering 24/7 security solutions for homes and businesses. Call them today at 708-889-5600.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
The following live program is sponsored by Breakthrough Ideas.
AM 560, The Answer. It's time for breaking news, expert insight, and informed commentary on what's happening in Springfield, Chicago, and beyond. Because an informed citizenry is the only way to protect our republic. It's time for The Real Story with Jeanne Ives and Amy Jacobson.
Unbelievably stupid. Good morning. Welcome to The Real Story with Jeanne Ives and Amy Jacobson. Jeanne, I love your hair. That's not what's unbelievably stupid, but you look gorgeous. Getting ready for a trip?
Yeah, I have to go to CPAC today, so yay.
Oh, okay, and we'll talk about that later. But I don't know, in just 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes, absolutely tone-deaf Mayor Brandon Johnson is going to unveil the Abolish ICE snowplow on East Grand Avenue. Now, remember, Chicagoans chose 6 snowplow names for their annual You Name a Snowplow contest, and this year's winners were Abolish ICE, Stephen Colbert, Pope Frio, The Blizzard of Oz, Sven Cooley, Caleb Chilliams. But he's using the Abolish ICE to unveil this today. And it's so insensitive because Sheridan Gorman has not even been laid to rest. 312-642-5600. You can reach us by calling that line number or our text line. And when I saw this morning, Jeanne, I couldn't believe how stupid. Doesn't he have comms directors that are trying to help their client? Like, hey, you know what? Since this is making national news right now, I'd stay away from this right now, and I wouldn't highlight. Maybe do the Caleb Chilliams snowplow instead.
No,
or am I making too much of this?
No, you're not making too much of it. And I think actually we're not making enough of it. And honestly, the Illinois Republican Party, where is their press conference right on the pier where Sheridan Gorman lost her life to a criminal illegal? They have not spoken up enough, in my opinion. Darren Bailey has not held a press conference, in my opinion. He needs to do that as well. We cannot let this story die because this is the entire story. And it should be the entire story for this year's election. And, you know, I do appreciate that you found that he's doing some sort of press conference rolling out Abolish ICE as the name of a snowplow. I mean, first of all, it's March. I mean,
yeah, it's spring.
It's spring.
You're a little late there, buddy.
And then on top of it, you're seriously doing it this week. This is how brazen they are. This is how so sure of themselves they are that they're in the right when it comes to abolishing ICE. And we have got to stay on this story, people. You cannot let this go. You need to pester all of your local officials, your state reps, and ask them, demand a repeal of the sanctuary state status.
And Governor Pritzker, we're going to play it again for you because I still cannot believe that he had the audacity to say that Trump and ICE, they're not doing enough. And that's why the Loyola student was murdered by an illegal who shouldn't have been here in the first place.
I agree. There have been real failures. Those failures, of course, extend beyond the borders of Illinois. They're national failures, a failure to have comprehensive immigration reform, a failure of the president to follow his own edict to go after the worst of the worst.
I mean, we have 4,000 illegals that ICE want to deport, 4,000 in the state of Illinois, and they're not cooperating with us. And President Trump, real quick, I mean, people have to hear this, just part of it. President Trump weighed in on this yesterday and talked about Medina.
But he was then arrested and released again by Democrat governor, a real slob of a governor, J.B. Pritzker, in the sanctuary city of Chicago, which we could make safe in 2 months, I would say. 2 months if we sent in the group, Tom, right? 2 months would be good. 3 months, very good. 4 or 5 months, it would be great. But they would never call because they don't want to do that. All they have to do is call and ask for a little help. The Democrats in Congress do not care how much American blood they shed in their demented pursuit of open borders.
Yep, demented pursuit of open borders. Got a text message, Jeanne and Amy. Is Mayor Johnson purposely causing the Gormans more pain, or is he that tone deaf?
Oh, no, he's that tone deaf and he's that sure of himself again. He just thinks he's got his next election in the bag, even though he won't say that he's running in 2027, but certainly he's acting like it's either his last term and he's going to say and do whatever he wants to, or he's very sure that the CTU will get him elected again. I do think it's interesting here, Amy, that you've got a little bit of competing narratives among aldermen, and we'll get to Hayden here. I know you've pulled some great clips there, but I want to mention that Alderman Ray Lopez has done a yeoman's job here calling out this murder for what it is. And he just also posted that Sheridan Gorman's accused killer, Jose Medina, was flashing gang signs a month after his arrival in Chicago. And he wrote exactly the type of person his amendment, this is Lopez's amendment, to our Welcoming City ordinance would not have protected. So, good for him. But I don't know. I'm hoping maybe some words fly, maybe not fists fly, but hopefully words fly in the city council about what they're going to do about the sanctuary state, because Hayden's out there now apologizing.
Oh, yeah. She wrote a half-blank apology on social media. And we're not going to read the whole thing, but she wrote, in an effort to make sense of a senseless situation, I said things that landed wrong with some people. My comments were never intended to blame the victim or to imply that Sheridan should not have been out enjoying the park or that it was her fault that she was shot. In the interview, I tried my best to share what limited information I had with our community as fast as possible while helping to address the fears about the shooting. I sincerely apologize for any additional pain that my comments may have caused. But a lot of people want her to resign. I've called her office 3 times, mailbox full, mailbox full, mailbox full. And Flip Chicago read, they went to try and find the alderwoman to talk to her. And here's what they found. A crazed, lunatic liberal woman screaming because she's protecting Alderman Hayden. She's standing outside of the 49th Ward. Listen to her. One woman.
Stand up. She sell my cotton. This is right here, Maria Hatton office. Ice out. Look at that. Look at that. Hands off, Chicago signs. Look at that. All of that is in her office. Yup. And but look, guys.
Yep.
Her door is locked. You have to be buzzed in. I thought she believed in open borders. Why does she have locked doors?
I love that. I thought she believed in open borders. Yeah, her locked up like a fortress. Then there's a bell that you have to ring on the outside. Inside, no ice signs, anti-ice signs, hands off Chicago. She's not sorry for what she said. She's just sorry because she doesn't want to resign or be forced to resign. She's sorry that people picked up on the bull jive that she was spreading.
This is the best job she's ever had. She's probably making $120,000 doing nothing. So big staff to do whatever she needs to have done. These people are a joke. And, we got to stay on this story is all I can say, is because we cannot live where these people are going to make decisions on the rest of us. They've already proven how irresponsible they are in their decisions. And the fact that they won't right now, say we're going to repeal sanctuary state, we're going to work with the federal authorities. And we want to know, like Alderman Lopez asked, who is on your list still that you, ICE, need to get out of here? And was Jose Medina, was he on your list? We want to know.
Yeah, so. And also the media. I mean, I'm so sad that I can't be at that 11:30 press conference. It starts in 15 minutes. And if he was smart, he would not unveil the look at our abolish ICE snowplow. I hope that the media holds him accountable, because yesterday in Springfield, with Governor Pritzker blaming Trump and a lack of ICE protection for her death, was repulsive. That nobody said, whoa, wait, are you listening to what you're saying? Because you're the one who has led anti-ICE protests. He did downtown. He sponsored Juliana Stratton, who doesn't want to change ICE or amend it. She wants to abolish ICE. And he got away with murder with that comment. And thank God X is around, because I think that this actually might bring his presidential aspirations to a halt. Don't you think?
Well, I hope so. I mean, let's just remember how he mocked about the safety on Jimmy Kimmel's show. I think this is such a good clip.
Special report filed by J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois. This is J.B. Pritzker reporting from war-torn Chicago. As you can see, there's utter mayhem and chaos on the ground. It's quite disturbing. The Milwaukee Brewers have come in to attack our Chicago Cubs. We've seen people being forced to eat hot dogs with ketchup on them. And our deep dish pizza, has gone shallow. So it's a challenge to survive here in the city of Chicago, but there's no hellscape that I'd rather be in.
He would know about the pizza. You're right, Peter. Absolutely. Our producer being funny there. No, I mean, there he is. He was in a flak jacket along the riverfront, just mocking the fact that, people think that there was chaos in their streets. Well, yeah, there's chaos in the streets. You're not safe. There's no guarantee.
And then, because he goes for he's trying to lose weight so he can run for president. Well, because he is running for president, and he's bragging while he's walking on how safe the lakefront is, north side and the south side.
Here on the south side, early morning. Lots of runners coming by on the lakefront path, lakefront trail. Absolutely gorgeous. Walking around here early morning on the south lakefront trail, south side. Just gorgeous. Look at that overpass.
Yeah. He burned a few calories walking around. But he's hiding today, so he's not in Chicago, so you can maybe have one real reporter ask him questions. He's in Bloomington, Illinois today.
Well, yeah, he is hiding. He's definitely hiding. Fortunately, the national media is all over this story. They have not let up on it. They've been reporting on it since it happened in the wee hours of Friday morning. And I think that, I think this could be a tipping point here. I hope that it's a tipping point. Anyway, let's go very quickly to Glenn in Orlando.
Good morning. It's actually got international news. I talked to some colleagues in Germany and Italy, and they're aghast at this too. So it's not just national. But to me, the power structure of politicians in Illinois put top priority on votes over health and well-being of the citizens. I hope everybody understands that you are not important unless you're a voter for the Democratic Party. That is number one above all things to them.
You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, got a text message. Jeanne and Amy, Alderman Hayden is running uncontested.
Of course she is. And probably Kelly Cassidy is as well. Kelly Cassidy, who has filed that bill to get rid of surveillance video that is actually what solves a lot of the crimes in Chicago, and certainly found Jose Medina. So you got a problem there, and it is the voters. The voters are the ones who have to be held accountable. I think we need to break, Amy, though.
Oh, yeah. Coming up, bear down. State Rep Brad Hallbrook is joining us with the latest on how to save Staley. Well, we'll have that, but you're listening to The Real Story with Jeanne Ives and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
You're listening to The Real Story with Jeanne Ives and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
There.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm setting up the Art of Options sectional, Nicole.
That's a popular pick at Penny Mustard.
A reclining sectional with thousands of combinations. Of course it's popular, Arvid.
Okay, I've seen lots of different configurations with the Art of Options sectional, but never like this.
Yeah, I thought it would be neat to create a massive sectional that wraps around the showroom. So if someone gets tired, they always have somewhere to sit.
The Art of Options is powered by a rechargeable battery, so it can literally go anywhere.
Look at all the different arms, bases, and backs.
And high-density foam seats.
So comfortable.
The options are limitless.
So now that you've created the world's largest sectional, what's next?
I'm going to build the world's longest coffee table.
The Art of Options reclining sectional starting at $92.65 at Penny Mustard.
6 Chicagoland showrooms.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-215-8608. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-215-8608 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-215-8608 to see if you qualify. That's 800-215-8608.
Hello?
Sir, this is Officer Peterson. There's been a string of break-ins in the area, and your office, it was hit.
Hit? What do you mean? We were robbed?
Looks like the back door lock was easily pried open, and they moved through the building like they knew exactly what to take. We see wires everywhere. No computers.
What? No computers? I just upgraded everything.
Looks like they moved fast. We only found out because a neighboring business had their alarm go off. Do you have any security cameras?
No, nothing.
Don't wait until it's too late. Goldilocks protects Chicagoland businesses with custom security solutions. From reinforced commercial doors with keyless entry to cameras and 24/7 monitoring that alerts authorities immediately. Schedule a free on-site assessment at GoldilocksInc.com. Again, that's GoldilocksInc.com. Plus, AM 560 listeners get their first 3 months of monitoring free with a new install. Call 708-889-5600. That's 708-889-5600. Goldilocks, Chicago's premier locksmith, doors, and security systems company since 1981.
AM 560, The Answer.
I still can't wait to see if any reporter asks the question like, hey, Mayor Johnson, do you think this is insensitive? But we'll keep you up to date and getting any information to you during the show when he has his press conference in about 8 minutes. But we're changing gears, right, Jeannie?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hot and heavy down in Springfield. It's committee time. And I was listening to the Appropriations Elementary and Secondary Education Committee hearing yesterday, and I want to play this clip for you, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of this because it's important for you to hear what the legislators are saying down there, both the Republicans and the Democrats, so that you get a flavor for how the discussion goes. And then we need to debunk what the Democrats say. Here's one example of it real quick before we bring in our guest. This is Laura Favor-Dias. She's a Waukegan Democrat legislator. Take a listen.
When we passed evidence-based funding, which was before I was in the General Assembly, if we had fully met our funding obligations, at what year would our districts have been fully funded?
Thank you for that question. I don't have that number off the top of my head, but I can follow up with you with the year.
That would be great. And based on the rate that we're going, I think you said it, but can you say it again? Based on the rate we're going, what year will we be fully funded?
It's not fully funded, but it's 2037, and that will get us at 90% adequacy.
So 11 years from now, if we keep going at the rate we're going, we're still only at 90% adequacy. And
okay, I'm going to pause there. The clip's a little bit longer, but first of all, she admits that she wasn't there when the bill passed. Well, our next guest, State Rep Brad Holbrook, was there. I was there. I wrote extensively about this. I followed this issue more than I followed almost any other issue. And I tell you what, this is all a lie. They promised in 2017 when they passed this that they would be at 100% adequacy, everybody fully funded in 10 years. Now, when you add up the $350 million allotment that was supposed to be added onto every previous year's allotment, in total of those 10 years, you would have spent $17 billion more dollars. I can only recall 1 year where they have not made that $350 million additional budget appropriation. And now they come around and tell you, oh, no, it's going to be another 11 years of spending ever increasing amounts. Now, what's really disgusting here is that this Waukegan legislator, she went on to say that there's no way until we're adequately funded that we can even think about drawing down from our property taxes. There's no way that we can reduce them at all. Well, in Waukegan, in the school district, she said that she's in the Waukegan School District. Well, Waukegan School District 60, only 24% of the students are proficient in English, only 18% proficient in math. They have an 84% graduation rate, so you know all of it's a lie. They spend $22,000 per student. They say they're at 74% adequacy. They have more than enough money. And that $22,000 per student, that's a low amount because they don't even include all of the amounts that we're paying per student. They don't include pensions whatsoever, but then they don't also include debt service. So this is a complete lie. She's lying. They're getting away with these lies. And it's disgusting because they promised in 10 years, which is next year, 100% adequacy. Well, here to talk about that and much, much more is State Representative Brad Halbrick. Brad, what's going on down there?
Well, Jeannie, Amy, it is deadline week to get bills out of committee, and thanks for having us on during this really crucial point this week. I think maybe we just need to start with the basics and help your listeners understand that how this process works and why the process is failing and why we have situations like you just replayed, that the bills are missing the targets, they're missing their dates, they miss at every level all the unintended consequences. They never discuss that. They never even consider that stuff. It's just, well, I have a terminology that I can't say, but it's just all this stuff be damned. We're moving forward with this bill so that we can get a piece of legislation signed. I think Illinois is well on to being renamed Callinois or California or something like that. I think Illinois wants to be East California or California. Well, yeah, it's just bizarre, the mindset here of the majority party.
So what is going down? I know it's deadline week for committees. And by the way, we only have a few minutes with you. I'm sorry. We took too much time into the start. But I wanted to tell you, where's this Bears bill? It's 4 weeks since that bill passed out of committee and nothing.
Yeah, I've not heard that maybe they're working on an amendment. They probably are. I've not seen anything surface. And so just to be as quick as I can, so when bills are filed, they're read into the record for the first time. Illinois says bills have got to be read on 3 separate days. They're filed, they're read in the record. That's the first reading. They get assigned to committee, and if they pass out of committee, that's the second reading. And then if they make it to the floor for a vote, that read into the record for the third time. But right now we're in this this committee deadline week where bills are getting heard in committee. And the common theme to this week is, well, we're coming back with an amendment. We just want to get this bill out and hold it on second, and we're coming back with a bill. We're coming back with an amendment. Some of these amendments don't have implementation dates. They lack tremendous amount of substance. They're very vague in their language. Just again, and what's really bizarre is we can't get bills assigned. Republicans can't get bills assigned to committee because of agency. Whether it's IDOT or whatever, they're opposed to the bills. But yet we see every day, all day long, agencies are sitting here alongside Democrats, and they read unbelievable reams of opposition to the Democrat bill, and yet it gets passed out of committee.
Well, what's your gut feeling? I mean, the gut feeling, do you think the Bears are going to stay in Illinois? Because that would be the ultimate, to Governor Pritzker if they moved to Indiana.
Yeah, I'm sure the governor wants them to stay in Illinois. I'm guessing the mayor and maybe those in the surrounding community. I'm not sure the citizens of Arlington Heights want them to stay there. Right. I mean, the residents or the lawmakers in Indiana are ready to go. They've been ready to go for what now, a month or longer, 5 weeks? They're ready to go.
Nothing from from the Illinois House. It's remarkable.
It's like they don't care.
Right.
It's like they gave up.
And so Friday's deadline week, and then we're out for another week and a half before we come back after Easter. So is the Bears going to wait around till April or the end of May?
Oh, we'll see. They've waited around for 3 years, but I think that they're getting tired of it all. Brad, we are definitely going to spend more time with you the next time we have you on. I have so much more to discuss, but we're going to watch the nonsense down there, and we appreciate you doing the same.
Thank you, ladies.
Coming up, Watchdog Wednesday, a CDL driver cover-up in Kane County. Stay tuned.
Make sure that you never miss a day of Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft when you subscribe to the Chicago's Morning Answer podcast, presented by Signature Bank. Listen to the entire show each day on demand with limited commercial breaks. You can subscribe today for free at 560theanswer.com and click on podcasts or search for Chicago's Morning Answer on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. The Senate looking to restart talks over funding for DHS as the partial government shutdown continues.
Republicans have sent an offer to Democrats to fund all of DHS except for ICE's deportation wing, but Democrats wouldn't get those major ICE reforms they've been demanding. Republicans say they're now waiting for a response.
That's Fox's Bill Malugin over in the House. There was a hearing on the impact of the shutdown. Acting TSA Administrator Ha McNeil told lawmakers.
Now, multiple major airports are experiencing days where 40 to 50% of their staff are calling out because they simply cannot afford to report to work.
Now, overseas, Iran dismissed a U.S. plan to pause the conflict and launched more attacks on Israel and the Gulf Arab countries. Israel launched airstrikes on Tehran as the U.S. deployed paratroopers and more Marines to the region. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
This afternoon will be warmer with a mix of sunshine and clouds, reaching a high of 72. Tonight will gradually clear up, but there is a chance of a thunderstorm with a low of 50. Tomorrow, expect a blend of sun and clouds early on, becoming cloudier as the day progresses. It'll be breezy and cooler with a few showers and a strong thunderstorm in the afternoon. Keep in mind that these thunderstorms may bring hail with a high of 73. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File in the Credit Karma app.
Why would you take your precious metal collections to some fly-by-night roadshow that rolls into town once a year? The only thing you need to do is follow the road to Fox Valley Coins and show your gold or silver to the team. Gold is at an all-time historical high, so don't keep sitting on your coin hoards or old jewelry that you've been saving to sell when the time is right. The time is right now. Prices have never been better on most collector and gold coins. Fox Valley Coins in Naperville is trying to keep up with demand. So they're paying the most ever on not only most gold coins in bars, but also those old coin collections. You might have scarce dates or higher grade coins, so take advantage of the record high market price and the demand now. Whether you're buying or selling, or just want to find out values, trust the team at Fox Valley Coins. Fox Valley Coins is on Route 59, just one light north of I-88 at the Naperville-Warrenville border. Family-owned integrity since 1981.
The following advertisement includes a celebrity impersonation.
The summer heat in Chicagoland is no joke. And if your old air conditioner is making funny noises, you may already know it's time for a new unit.
Look, your air conditioner, it's a disaster. People are telling me it's the worst ever.
Don't sweat it, literally. When it comes to cooling your home, Air Right Heating and Cooling does it the best.
And they love our country. Beautiful people.
Rebates are still available, financing is flexible, and at Air Right installations are smooth and professional with no surprises.
It's beautiful. Some people say it's the coolest air anyone's ever felt. I don't know. That's just what they're saying. It's doing an incredible job. Really tremendous.
Plus, tell them AM 560 sent you and Air Right will give you $56 off any service. Visit Air Right Heating and Cooling today at AIR-RITE.com. Again, that's AIR-RITE.com. Air Right Heating and Cooling, doing it right since 1959.
A sacred season is approaching, a time to remember God's deliverance, the night he brought his people out of bondage and into freedom. Of course, I'm talking about Passover. Hi, it's Chris Stigall, and this year many of God's people will observe Passover under the shadow of war. Across Israel, red alert sirens pierce the air, and families are rushing to shelters with seconds to spare. The elderly fear they'll be left behind. Parents hold frightened children as explosions shake the night, sleepless and uncertainty. That's now part of their daily lives. But Passover reminds us that God hears the cries of his people and answers with love and compassion. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is on the ground in Israel providing food and emergency supplies, equipping bomb shelters, and caring for the elderly and Holocaust survivors, bringing comfort and safety to God's children. Join Christians around the world in praying for Israel during this sacred Passover season, asking God to bring protection, comfort, and peace to the Holy Land. Visit supportifcj.org. That's supportifcj.org.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Goldilocks, offering 24/7 security solutions for homes and businesses. Call them today at 708-889-5600.
AM 560, The Answer.
I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy.
All right, it's Watchdog Wednesday here on The Real Story with Jeannie Ives and Amy Jacobson. But real quick, a lot of text messages coming in on 312-642-5600. Amy, Jeannie Ives has made a great point about Republicans. Where is Darren Bailey? They should be much more aggressive about discussing the murder of Sheridan Gorman. So keep them coming, and that's a great idea, great point. You said he should have had a press conference on the pier where she was murdered.
Well, I guarantee you that Dan would have been all over our butts if we didn't have one with Ted, if Ted had been elected.
Oh, yeah, because it shows that, there are adults
honestly.
in the room.
And yeah.
You tweet it out. A tweet's not going to do it. Or
no, it doesn't.
Social media
doesn't
post.
cut it. Sorry. Going on Fox News National doesn't cut it either, quite frankly. So, whatever. What do I know, right? What do I know? Okay, all right.
You should have beaten Ronner. We'll talk.
Oh, don't get me started on that one. Yeah, definitely. Oh, by the way, I ran on Sanctuary State, and of course, people were in a panic. You actually showed somebody who looks like they're just a poor guy. Like, it's a depiction of an illegal alien. What the hell in the commercial? Okay, whatever. Hey, we got to get to it. There's some really important stories here. I want to start with John Kraft, Edgar County Watchdog. What is this?
It is Watchdog Wednesday.
Yes. So you wrote the story. Former Kane County prosecutor sues over alleged retaliation for reporting an institutionalized backdating practice. More importantly, though, this practice is linked to the potential masking of the handling of a DUI case that resulted in a later fatal crash, and that's part of this entire cover-up. John, please do explain to our audience. This is a big story.
Well, thanks for having us again, Jeannie. There's a former assistant prosecutor in Kane County who's filed a whistleblower lawsuit. He had come across backdating practices. So what they were doing was in order to avoid paying overtime to the court employees who I guess were union, they went home before the court date or paperwork was finished, and then they would finish it at the next day or two when they came back to work and backdate it to the original date. And this happened during the same time frame that the Kane County prosecutor was under scrutiny from the Secretary of State and the U.S. Department of Transportation over their handling of at least one DUI case, but the DUI case that was being scrutinized involved a masking of a CDL license. The guy got a DUI with drugs, and the court ordered the clerk not to notify the Secretary of State. And then later on, a few months later, the guy got in an accident with his CDL, drunk or under the influence again, and rear-ended a neighboring county's sheriff's deputy and killed her. That's all. The prosecutor who filed the lawsuit says that this, may have contributed to backdating, may have contributed to this masking of CDL DUIs.
Well, is the guy in jail?
Oh yeah, he's in jail for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, but has his CDL been yanked?
Finally, after everybody started reading what we were writing, and then other news agencies picked it up. But that was in 24 that we started writing about it, and when we asked for the Kane County State's Attorney to explain things, it's just like, oh, it was just an honest mistake, and that's what he told U.S. DOT and the Secretary of State. So I think they stopped there. Even though they were supposed to, they said they were going to review DUIs throughout the whole county, but I seriously doubt if they did.
Well, so then now you're seeing a pattern of misconduct, not just the backdating, also screwing with employee hours, also now this masking incident that actually did happen. And so you've got to have like zero confidence in the leadership there that they're doing things above board.
Right. And the backdating happened in a variety of cases, not just traffic cases.
Mm-hmm.
And, the assistant state attorney, former, that's a filing lawsuit, when he took the job, he was trained that this is how it works here in Kane County. So at the time, he didn't question it. But when he was starting to question it, that he got fired right after the investigators brought him in and had him make a statement. And then he explained the whole backdating practice of the entire office. And then 2 days later, he was fired.
I'm not sure, but I don't think you can backdate, I don't know, mortgage documents that you sign before you take possession of a house or anything like that. I mean, anything.
Or court documents. You can't backdate court documents. That's why they're supposed to be stamped and dated, signed, dated, stamped the day that it happens. You don't create the document and then 3 days later backdate it to where you wanted it to be. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, you get in trouble with that if you try that with the IRS or anything else. Okay, right. Let's go really quickly. Just tell us about Keith Freeman.
Keith Freeman, he pled guilty to bankruptcy fraud and IRS fraud. As part of the plea agreement, he has to truthfully cooperate and testify on other things asked of him by the U.S. Attorney of the Northern District of Illinois. His sentencing date is postponed until he is finished with his cooperation and testimony.
So
that
you may...
that tells me that Tiffany Henyard may be held accountable. I don't know.
Oh, really?
So tell people who Keith Freeman was.
Keith Freeman was Tiffany Henyard's village administrator, and she also hired him at the township. And back in January of 24, I believe, he filed bankruptcy a few months before that, and somebody tipped us off. We reviewed his bankruptcy filings, noticed that he only included income from the township and not income from the village on his income for his bankruptcy. So I got all the documents and sent it to a bankruptcy trustee, and within days, they sent subpoenas down to the township and the village, and within days of that, they brought him in, questioned him, and got approval from the bankruptcy court to do an investigation, and then they ended up indicting him on the bankruptcy fraud and a whole lot of other things.
Look what would have none of this would have happened if you guys hadn't done that work, John. Right. None of it.
And it wouldn't have happened if somebody wouldn't have tipped us off that he filed bankruptcy and didn't include his income.
Well,
you have great sources.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Because without that, they wouldn't have anything to hold over him so that he can turn evidence on Tiffany Henyard.
Correct.
So it sounds to me like you're going to win the bet against you and Kirk.
Well, I hope so.
What's your bet?
Oh, probably a cup of coffee. I say she's going to get prosecuted. He believes that she's not going to get prosecuted.
Okay. I think you should bet more than a cup of coffee. Maybe throw in a sandwich or something.
Yeah, this is her second lead person that has pled guilty to bankruptcy fraud, and their plea agreement and sentencing includes they have to truthfully cooperate and testify on other things.
Well, this is getting interesting as she runs for office in Georgia. But let's move to Kirk Allen. He's got some information that he wanted to share about Department of Corrections. This is Watchdog Wednesday, guys, so listen up. They got a lot to share. Kirk, are you there?
Kirk keeps saying he keeps getting a busy segment.
He can't get on the line?
No.
Okay, well, all right.
Well, he loses the bet. No.
Well, we'll catch up with him next week then.
But we do have another one from Edgar County.
Okay, let's hear that one quick.
One of our judges was arrested for a DUI last fall, and last week he ended up pleading guilty to reckless driving, and they discharged the driving under the influence, improper lane usage, and illegal transportation of alcohol and liquor by a driver.
You're kidding.
They didn't even afford that to Justin Timberlake. I mean, how did a judge get out of that?
You're kidding me.
Well, he was arrested and charged in Coles County, which is the next county over.
Yeah.
They may have screwed up, the arresting process. He refused to take a breathalyzer. But he's under 12-month supervision with no alcohol or going to any bars. He paid $3,200+ in fines. He went to DUI school and he completed alcohol treatment since he was arrested.
Okay, that all sounds like he should have been charged with and convicted of DUI.
Well, it may be. We weren't in the courtroom when the discussion was going on. This was a plea agreement, so it's all about plea. It's all about plea agreements these days. So that was a withhold judgment supervision. So when his 12-month supervision is over, it goes off of his record. That's what the withhold judgment designation is. I did that with a speeding ticket years ago.
Yeah, it's not a DUI; it's a speeding ticket. And you're a judge, and you had open container or unlawfully, transportation of alcohol, which definitely means open container.
Did he say, "Do you know who I am"?
He didn't have to.
I watched the video. He did mention that he was a judge, but he didn't, in my opinion. In my opinion, from watching the video, it wasn't. I don't get the feeling that he was trying to influence what the Charleston police were doing by the way that he told them that he was a judge in Edgar County.
Okay. All right, we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back after a brief message, right?
Jeannie and everybody else, you'll never believe who Mayor Johnson blames for the Safety Act. This is a fun one, and we'll take your calls 312-642-5600. You're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Don't believe the official narrative? You've got the real story on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you prepared for the Illinois estate tax? If your estate is worth over $4 million, your heirs could face a tax bill of up to 16% when you pass. Financial advisor Scott Tucker and the team at Scott Tucker Solutions can show you ways to potentially reduce or even eliminate that burden. One strategy is to start gifting assets during your lifetime to lower the taxable value of your estate. Another option is setting up irrevocable trusts, which can shield wealth from estate taxes. Charitable donations and life insurance policies can also be smart tools to offset tax liabilities. Call Scott Tucker and the Scott Tucker Solutions team now, 847-474-3888, or go to 560retirement.com. That's 847-474-3888, or go to 560retirement.com. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm may not give tax advice.
You know what really keeps me up at night? It's the criminals feel more and more bold. They have no fear of any consequences because there are none. So I did what anyone with a family should do. I called Goldilocks. They're not just some cookie-cutter security company. Goldilocks has been protecting Chicagoland homes and businesses for 4 decades, 40 years. And they actually listen. Their technician comes out to the house. He takes a look at what you need to make your house a smart home with a security system you can monitor from anywhere. It's built specifically for me and my family. Motion sensors, smart locks, cameras, monitoring, all customized. I don't trust anybody in Illinois to protect my family. I do it, and I did it by calling Goldilocks. I trust Goldilocks to keep my house, my property, and my family safe. Tell them Sean Thompson sent you, and Goldilocks will include 3 months free monitoring with any new installation. Call Goldilocks at 708-889-5600. That's 708-889-5600. Or visit them online at GoldilocksInc.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Oh, yeah. Justin Timberlake. Did you see his DUI video?
I saw part of it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wanted him to be like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Foxy, kickball change. That would have been the best DUI drunk walk ever. But he kind of sounded like John is shy again, like his little light in his loafers. But, I mean, look at the judge gets off and he does it. And he's Justin Timberlake. He's on a world tour. You know, that's what he told the guy.
I'm on a world tour.
He's like, well, who are you? He's like, I'm Justin Timberlake. I mean, he wasn't braggadocious or anything. He was very fun
Matter
about
of
it.
fact, yeah.
Yes, but okay, so Jeannie.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Are you watching the Iowa-Nebraska game tomorrow night?
Hello. Yes.
Okay.
Of course I am.
I mean,
we beat them once in the regular season.
That's a huge game.
I know.
My dad always had the bumper sticker. I'm for Iowa and whoever's playing Nebraska.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game, our last championship against Florida?
I did watch that.
I did.
Knocking
have a
off number one seed was a huge deal.
Yeah, big deal. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question and our listeners. Who do you think Mayor Johnson blames for the Safety Act? 312-642-5600. We'll take your calls or text messages before we go to the ICE at the airport story, which I absolutely love because Democrats think ICE agents are going to kill travelers. I mean, shoot them. Mm-hmm. So who do you think he blames, Jeannie?
I don't know, Richard Nixon.
Close. Okay, listen up. This was his statement yesterday.
We're all grieving the loss of Sheridan and other folks who have lost their lives because of senseless violence. And let's just be very clear, between the Safety Act and the Welcoming City Ordinance, the Welcoming City Ordinance was passed 40 years ago by the first black mayor in the history of Chicago. And the Safety Act was passed under the governor, at that time, who was a Republican, Governor Rauner. Thank you for your questions.
Governor Ron. Yeah, the Safety Act was passed February 22nd, 2021. I was there. It was a 2.5 hour press conference at Chicago State University. And guess how many questions reporters asked? It was just me and Marianne Ahern. The whole room was filled with reporters. Nobody had questions because they had exhausted everybody from sitting there for so long. But I couldn't even believe it. I mean, reporters that are actual reporters, they were, and I don't want to call out names, which I should, but they were not even asking questions about the Safety Act. Come on.
It's because the Sanctuary State Law and the Safety Act both need to be repealed, and everybody has been putting those two together, and then rightly so. Both of them have worked to protect criminal illegal aliens against the law-abiding citizens, and both of them need to be repealed. And he simply got it wrong. But it's a big mistake on his part to do that. But yes, Governor Rauner signed sanctuary state law. Right. Yep. But they have had a welcoming ordinance. They have been a sanctuary city for decades, like he said, 40 years ago. And you know what? They had this big push. There are at least 3 aldermen who want to repeal sanctuary city. But he mixed them up. But the Safety Act is wholly owned by the Democrat Party. 100%. They own it. They own all the nonsense, all the people that have been let out on electronic monitoring and then given 2 days to do whatever the hell they want to, with no regard. I mean, this is they are the reason that crime is happening all across the city.
They're the reason why Sheridan Gorman is dead.
Yes.
And others are dead. So
dead.
All right. I know that you're traveling, but I just wanted you to take note and maybe take some pictures of the ICE agents who are at O'Hare Airport. Are you flying out of O'Hare?
I'm flying out of O'Hare, yeah.
Okay.
Headed to Dallas.
Yep, they're not at Midway yet, but there are 75 agents that have gone on and off to O'Hare. In Atlanta, where they had 4-hour wait times, they're down to an hour. I actually talked to a TSA agent today in St. George, and she said, I just wish we had just one ICE agent here. And I said, why? She said, well, they can watch people coming in and then watch people coming out because some people try and sneak through. She goes, you wouldn't believe it. But she said one of their coworkers quit because she's pregnant and she has a newborn and she's now pregnant again. Quick turnaround, Irish twins. And her husband doesn't work and she lives 30 minutes away and gas is almost $4 a gallon here. And she said, and then she has to buy baby formula and she's not had a paycheck in 3 weeks. So it's getting pretty scary. So with helping the travelers, President Trump has summoned ICE agents to go to O'Hare Airport, and Democrat lawmakers actually think that they're going to shoot travelers. Listen to this.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
We're not asking for the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Just pay them!
Trump
wants this group of thugs that he can send to one city after another.
It's dangerous to have these armed agents who've already proven outside to be reckless and out of control now at our airports.
They're going to be interrogating people, dragging parents from their children, detaining them.
I mean,
the one thing that did get some attention was the ICE agents at the San Francisco airport that, went in and they were making an arrest. But that woman that they were arresting, that everybody got all upset about, she was being escorted by ICE with her family members to be deported because she had a deportation order. She ran away from them, and they had to recapture her. So I don't know. People need to figure out what's going on here. Well, I don't know if the voters are that smart, though.
Yeah, this is great. Here's a Chicagoan who just flew in from Canada and had to show their passport twice, Jeannie, not once, and they were not happy.
We'd already cleared. I mean, it frosted me. We'd already put our passports away.
Did anybody object to that?
Do you dare? You see them beating people? Yeah, I wouldn't dare say a word to those people. It's a risk of getting beaten. I've seen it happen in Evanston.
Really? You saw that happen in Evanston. I want the video, dude. I want to see that they were beaten in Evanston. Come on. And your goofy mayor, Biss, is now going to be, the congressman from the 9th District.
And you served with him. What's he like?
Terrible. I mean, just progressive. He's a progressive, puts on these airs like he's Mr. Mathematician and he knows everything. And he was all about the pension stuff, too, and thought he knew all the math behind it. They never had the math. And they still don't have the math behind the pension stuff. So, I mean, he's just a goof. And then he ran for governor in the Democrat primary in 2018 and said, I'm the only person who has a kid at public school. And, I'm sitting there watching my son play basketball at Wheaton Warrenville South, and I find this out. I'm like, really? I'm running too in this primary?
And I have a kid that goes to public school. Oh, my God. Yeah. All right, so are you ready for CPAC? Tell us about...
really excited about this.
Go through your speech?
Oh, no. It's going to be... honestly, the panels go quickly, apparently. It's a 20-minute panel. I'm so thankful that Gordon Chang has invited myself, the lead activist from the Michigan, and one of the lead activists in Manteno, and it's all about the CCP-backed Goshen EV team, and we're going to just take it on and talk to people about what the Chinese are doing here in America and how we're trying to put a stop to it.
All right, and you're going to be calling in. John Anthony's filling in tomorrow, and you're going to be calling in from CPAC, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for making us part of your morning. It's now the afternoon. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and God bless America.